Alright everybody, hi, thank you for finally seeing my video. I'm finally getting it done. Mark that on the calendar. I'm here to show you guys about my tarot decks. Kind of give you a little sneak preview of what the cards look like. When I do my readings, a lot of times, I'll have all my cards and I'll sit down, and when I'm talking to the person getting the reading, a lot of times just from talking and holding my different decks, I'll choose the deck on its own. However, if you see a deck in this video and you want a reading and you really want a reading with a specific deck, you can let me know that. I have no problem with that. A lot of times it is fun to see, what the decks decide themselves. But yeah, let's just dive right in. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be offering something kind of cool. So, a couple different things actually. But let's get started. So the first deck I'm going to show you is the Forest Folklore deck. This is what the back of the cards look like. They're very earthy. They're very mellow. They're not real vibrant to look at. The cards, they read very well. This was the first deck I had ever used. The first deck that I had gotten. This is what one of the cards looks like. They're very mellow in color. They're very, they give good readings. They're really nice readings. One of my, well, I like reading with all of my decks. But this one gives some really nice, kind of to the point readings. Again, the illustrations are nice, they read well, but they're not overly vibrant. They do give, like I said though, they give really phenomenal messages, regardless of the reading that you get. But this deck is one of my, I always feel connected to this deck. It's the first one I learned on. I mean, I have the most miles into this deck. So it's fun for me to read. I haven't read with it in a long time, but I can tell when somebody needs a reading with this deck. So, yeah, I mean, that's just, here's another one. Very interesting imagery. It's, I don't know, it's a very somber, it's very mellow. It's not overly an exciting deck to look at, but again, it gives remarkable messages. I was amazed at how wonderful it read when I did my first reading with them. The next deck I'm going to show you is the Witch's Tarot. This is what the back of the cards look like. Obviously very goddess oriented. This has recently been one of my favorite decks to read, just because the messages are so, they're almost, I don't want to say in your face because that can be scary, but they definitely let you know what's going on. I like the imagery in this one. It's a little crisper than the other one. It's more computer generated looking. I mean, some of them are hand-drawn, I guess, but they're not as sketchy looking as the last deck. But these read very matter-of-the-factly. They definitely, you get what you ask for with this deck. It's very clear and concise to the point. Well, I'll show you this one too. It's very, it's powerful. I really like this deck, and all these decks have been charged recently, last night actually, full moon. So they're all cleansed and ready to go, and I do cleanse my decks before and after reading. Before as in they've been cleansed. Now, after every reading, I cleanse them again, and then every full moon they get charged with the full moon's energy, so it's fun. I'm trying to decide here. Yeah, alright, I want to show you my last tarot deck. This is my newest tarot deck. I actually haven't done a reading on this deck yet. But this is very water-based. This is a mermaid deck. It's the Oceanic Tarot, originally released in Europe, England, I do believe. I just got it. I was so excited to get this. But here's what the back of the cards look like. They are very water-based. It's kind of hard to see, but there are some fish playing back there. So very water, very flowy. Their energy is really nice. So just show you a couple of these so you can kind of see what you're dealing with. You have, like, for instance, this card has some different ocean life in it as well. They all do. They're oceanic tarot, obviously. They're not all, every picture, every of the major arcana, which are like your big cards. You know, everybody likes to talk about death or the star, judgment, or the world. You know, they have some really nice images on them. And they all have mer people in them, merfolk. Most of them. One doesn't. But, a couple don't actually. I guess I need to introduce myself to my deck here. But they are very nice. They're very pastel. They scream water. They absolutely, where are we going? They scream water. Just very water-based energy. Very, I'm going to be interested to see how they read. Because they are, I love them. I love this deck. I can't wait to read on them. I'm sure I already have scheduled for my first reading with these cards. It's actually going to be this Thursday. So I'm really excited about that on the 2nd. Right after Lunasa. So, it'll be really interesting to see what these energies do. I'm really excited. The one thing about these cards, though, they have keywords on them. So I may even be able to use these guys as oracle cards. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that happens. And I will talk about oracle cards in a minute. The one thing that this deck does that a lot don't is on the minor arcana, which are like your suits. Like, for instance, this is cups. You have your cups. What are they calling them in here? Pentacles, wands, and swords. They are very, they're just what are called pip cards, picture-in-picture cards. They don't have individualized drawings, so you read them for the meaning and not for the picture. And this is the first deck that I've had that's like that, so it'll be really interesting to see how it reads. But yeah, if you really are into water, if water's your thing, this deck would probably be fantastic to get a reading off of. And then now, I guess I will segue into what the difference is between a tarot reading and an oracle reading. Tarot readings, for me, when I do tarot readings, I should say, the tarot readings are usually lots of cards, 3 cards, 7 cards, 10 cards. I have spreads that are up to 15 cards. Very in-depth, messages that really pinpoint a problem that you're having. Whereas the oracle readings, usually, 1 to 3 cards, 1 to 3, maybe 5. I've never done a 5-card oracle spread, but I'm sure people do. They're just, for me, the oracle readings are for guidance. You pick a few cards, you get them big messages because they have big messages on them, and you take them for what they're worth. Usually, I like to do oracle readings for the week, the month. Not really the year, but they're bigger messages. They're to give you what, the advice that you need. And sometimes you don't really want to hear it, and it's just the cards give bigger messages in themselves instead of the tarot cards being like pieces of the story. The oracle cards are like the story. If you do a 3-card, to me, it's like giving you 3 different parts of your story. For instance, it could be beginning, middle, end. what you want, what you need, what you expect, and what you need. Just very bigger picture readings. So those are interesting. I'm just actually going to be starting oracle readings because I have just been doing tarot. But oracle readings are on the horizon. I'm going to figure out my pricing on those and begin to do oracle readings. So that's, which I already hinted at on this page, so it's not really like one of the announcements, but you know, that's one of the things that's coming is the oracle readings. I'm really, really excited about that. So with that, I'm going to dive into my oracle decks. I have 2, maybe more coming. I don't know. I'm really liking the oracle decks too. We'll see. And the first deck I'm going to show you is let's see who did this deck, because I have all the boxes here. But I mean, I guess it's kind of irrelevant too. I want to say it's Ted Andrews, maybe? Let's see. Nope, Stephen Farmer. Wow. Way off there. Okay, so this is a deck, oracle deck by Stephen Farmer. It's an animal oracle deck. This is what the back of the cards look like. They all look the same on the back. But these are animal spirit oracle cards. They are for guidance based on animals. And a lot of times I use these cards if someone says, you know, man, I'm really feeling connected to this. I would like a reading based on, you know, say the octopus, because it's right there. So I would pull the card and kind of go through, you know, the octopus and what it can mean in their life. You know, someone says, man, I've really been dreaming about, you know, octopus lately. Like, what is that all about? You know, kind of give people insight on that too. But you can also use these too for the oracle readings for, like I was talking about, because they do have messages on them. At the bottom, there's text. It's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry, this camera isn't the best. If I keep doing videos, I'm going to invest in a better camera. But this is one of the oracle decks, and it's kind of hard to talk about them because their messages are so blatant. They're wrote on the card. I mean, so you just pull them and then you talk about them. They're good for talking points too. So if you really don't know where you're going, and you don't really know if you want a tarot reading or an oracle reading, you know, or you just need to figure some things out, oracle readings could be the way to go too. And then the other new addition to my oracle, because I used to just have those cards. I was recently gifted these beautiful oracle cards. They're the Oracle of the Mermaids, and these are all mermaid based. They are stunning cards. They're absolutely beautiful. Like here's, I keep doing this backwards, people. Sorry. Here's one of them. These cards with them being merpeople, merfolk. You know, they're dressed like typical mermaids. Some, you know, just kind of keep that in mind. Here's another one. She's gorgeous. She has a newborn. This deck it's beautiful. It will read beautifully, I'm sure. And the messages on the cards are absolutely beautiful. And again, the oracle cards are more for the bigger picture, the big message. At least that's kind of how I read them. So those are my decks for now. There is another deck within our household. However, it's my husband's, so I won't be using it. But we're big into the tarot, obviously. Like I said, all these decks have been charged. They're all ready to go. I'm always, you know, available through messaging for readings, to schedule readings. I'm also, here's the announcement. Yay, announcement time, big news. We are going to offer, I am going to offer, readings online. So say you want a reading, but you're out of state, and you want to have a reading done. Through Skype, Facebook video. They do video now, which is kind of cool. They have for a while, but I'm a little late to the game. Or FaceTime, because I do operate with Apple products. We can do face-to-face, and I can give you a reading. And yeah, so you don't have to come here, and I have PayPal, which is how I would be paid. And you just, we connect, we set up a time, and we sit and we do a reading together. And it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to starting this, because now I can offer it to people who aren't necessarily local. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I've done a couple that way already, and I was a little leery about doing it, but the readings went so well, and it was so wonderful to deliver these beautiful messages to people. And yeah, so I'm going to be offering these readings. So I hope that they take off. I would love to do some online readings. I think it will be fantastic. It'll be a good chance to get some messages, some clarity, some hope, whatever you're looking for. I do have a toddler, so sometimes I have to schedule around when I have somebody to watch him. However, I can always seem to find some time to get readings done. So don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to message. Don't hesitate to call. And if you're leery about what tarot even is, or you just want a small reading to kind of get your feet wet with it, you can do that too. I will be updating the website with pricing. The website being this Facebook page where you're currently watching me. I'll put some pricing up there. Figure out. Put up for the new, fun, exciting online readings. I'm also going to start with my page to try to get more people. I'm going to start doing every once a week. I haven't figured out what day. Where I'm actually going to pick a deck and shuffle them and pull 3 cards. And in the comments, you can comment what card you're feeling drawn to. And after I post them, and at the end of the day, I will post it up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So at 8 o'clock at night, I will reveal the cards, and you can just check back and see what that card kind of says. Kind of a 1-card draw, which will be absolutely free. Just something to kind of give you a message that you may be looking for. But yeah, so lots of fun things are coming. No festivals booked yet for the rest of the summer, which is okay. But yeah, I'm super excited. I hope you enjoyed meeting the decks, and I look forward to hearing back from all of you. So have a wonderful day. I hope your full moon went well. And Mercury's in retrograde, so just keep on keeping on. It just went into retrograde yesterday, I believe. So just keep doing what you do best, and I hope to hear from everybody soon. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.